Hello, friends. Today I am with a new video, and the topic is myths and facts of schizophrenia. Last week was Schizophrenia Week, so this I wanted to share some myths and facts with you all. Let us talk about schizophrenia. What is schizophrenia? Davison and Neil has given a very good definition. Let us start with this. Schizophrenia is a group of psychotic disorders characterized by major disturbance in thought, emotion, and behavior. Disordered thinking in which ideas are not logically related, faulty perception and attention, bizarre disturbances in motor activity, and flat or inappropriate effect. He has given a very nice definition, and the simple meaning of schizophrenia is that schizophrenia is a serious and severe mental disorder that affects a person's ability to think, feel, and behave clearly, to perceive reality, express emotions, etc. They lose touch with reality, and for them, the world may seem like a jumble of confusing thoughts, images, and sounds. And it is also true that severity of schizophrenia, it may vary from person to person, like in severity. Schizophrenia is not spoken about much, and there isn't a lot of awareness about this mental illness. It falls under the psychosis type, meaning the person loses touch with reality and they aren't able to differentiate between thoughts and what is real and what is not. It is a severe, as I told you, it is a severe and chronic mental illness, and it requires immediate attention. It affects how a person behaves, thinks, and feels. So there are many myths associated with schizophrenia, and it is very important also to clear, to give correct information and create awareness. So here we are talking about some myths and the facts related to it. So the first myth is one of the most common myths of schizophrenia is that a person has more than one personality or split personality. People say that the schizophrenic patients they have split personality, but it is not true. Schizophrenia is not multiple personality disorder. They don't have many personalities and in no way connected to the symptoms. So, this is also very true. It is a loss of touch from reality, and they have hallucinations and delusions, and the symptoms that are not the same as multiple personality disorder. So, a split personality is not at all a characteristic of schizophrenia. Patients diagnosed with schizophrenia do not present with a split personality, nor it is common for someone with the disorder to be violent, and many individuals with schizophrenia are not able to work. So, this is a classical myth that a split personality. Split personality, what is split personality? Split personality is also called a dissociative identity disorder or a multiple personality disorder. It is extraordinarily rare. It is quite distinct from schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a thought disorder. The myth likely stems from this fact that is schizophrenia, there is a breakdown or split between thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Here we will talk about some positive and negative symptoms of schizophrenia, which uh, which will clear the myth that it is a split personality. The split results in the person confusing reality and fantasy. In schizophrenia, where is the split comes? The split results in the person's confusing reality and fantasy. The person may experience delusions and hallucinations, and emotions may become blunted or inappropriate. When most people think of schizophrenia, they think of someone who is seeing things and hearing voices. These are called positive symptoms. But people with schizophrenia have negative symptoms too. Among the common negative symptoms, we can say that they have low motivation, difficulty forming social connections, and a flat blunted effect. So, a lack of pleasure in everyday activities, rarely speaking, and difficulty paying attention are some symptoms of negative These are some negative symptoms. So, in schizophrenia, the condition is known as dissociative personality disorder and not a split personality. The second myth is people say that violence is common among individuals with schizophrenia. This is also a myth. The fact is, the reality is, it's actually rare for someone with schizophrenia to be violent. Some individuals with psychiatric disorders like schizophrenia do become aggressive. However, it is a myth that there is always the case. Means it's actually rare for someone with schizophrenia to be violent. Some individuals with psychiatric disorders like schizophrenia do become aggressive. However, it is a myth that this is always the case. A person can be aggressive and have an anger problem and have they may not have schizophrenia. So here people may be angry, people may be aggressive, but he is not a schizophrenic. So sometimes a patient can show aggressive behavior under the influence of these delusions or hallucinations, but we cannot keep them in any category of violence. Their actions can be unpredictable at times, but some behaviors are part of their illness. Even patients are primarily less reactive if they have negative symptoms. So, when they have positive symptoms, they have delusions, hallucinations, and so they may be a little bit violent. But when they have negative symptoms, they keep a very low profile and they are segregated. They are very self-centered and they sit quietly. Even they can sit quietly in a same posture for even a week. So this is the positive and negative symptoms of schizophrenia. Now, the next myth is the reason for a person to develop schizophrenia is the result of bad parenting. This also people say that if a person has a bad parenting, they have schizophrenia. No, it is not true. There are multiple reasons why a person develops schizophrenia. There is absolutely no evidence that it is caused by how a person is parented, or parenting is nowhere responsible here. So there are different theories, such as genes, chemical imbalances, or severe trauma, which can be a reason behind the occurrence of this illness. So biological factor is one of the reason of schizophrenia, but bad parenting is nowhere responsible. So even if your parent has schizophrenia, your chances of getting it are less than 25%. It is also said that suppose person's parent he is having schizophrenia, so there is only 25% that the children will also have the same. So what does cause this? Rather than a single gene for schizophrenia, it's likely that various genes as well as environmental factors are responsible. Not only genes, but the environmental factors and other factors are also responsible. Environmental factors that may trigger the onset of schizophrenia can range from extreme academic stress to substance abuse. So, extreme environmental stress like these situations can trigger the onset of schizophrenia. The next myth is people with schizophrenia usually require long-term hospitalization. This is true that they need hospitalization. This is very true, but it is not always that they have to have a long-term hospitalization, because since it is a severe mental disorder, so it is safe and it is good for the patients and the family and the society on the whole that he should be kept in a hospital, because they need lot of medications and psychotherapies and so many shock treatment and whatever, depending upon the, of course, depending upon the severity of the disease. So the reality here is appropriate treatment today may include a combination of outpatient care, acute hospitalization, and longer term hospitalization when needed. So it is also said that when it is needed means if the case is very severe and the patient is very severe, then only they need hospitalization, otherwise not. And previously in acute cases they need hospitalization, and even with family support and financial resources are available, many patients still need inpatient treatment. Like suppose people have, they may go home also, and they can have better treatment at home. But the treatment model for schizophrenia is moving away from longer term hospitalization and toward outpatient treatment. Just now I told you that outpatient treatment, like people going to home and getting treatment, that is also nowadays we are following that too. At times, individuals may benefit from going to a day program or a partial day hospital where they can receive daily treatment. They can come, they can have their treatment, they can go back home and get proper love and care from their family members. So, this is also a fact. Then the next myth is people who have schizophrenia have low IQ. This is not at all correct. This is a myth. This is a myth because uh, they don't have a low IQ, because there are so many examples that people were very, the person who developed schizophrenia, he had very good IQ and very high IQ level when he was not schizophrenic. But as soon as he developed the symptoms, slowly his IQ and his concentration power and his memory became very attention, these things became very low. So, research has shown that because of schizophrenia, people might have trouble with certain mental dysfunctions such as memory, attention, but that doesn't imply that they have low IQ. In fact, many of the famous creative people have had schizophrenia in the past. So, this is also true that many creative people have had schizophrenia in the past, but later on but it did not affect their intelligence. So, this is also a myth that they have low IQ. Then the next myth is because of schizophrenia, people tend to get lazy. This is also wrong. This is a myth, because the fact is, people with schizophrenia find it hard to do about their daily activities, and self care is compromised due to their symptoms, but it's definitely not laziness. This is very true, because once a people gets the symptoms of schizophrenia, they are very self-centered and they are out from the society. They don't have they are out from the reality what they are facing. They are not at all aware of the present situation, so they confide themselves, and they don't want to even move from one place to other. So in that condition, it is just their symptoms and not the laziness. So this is also a myth. Then the next myth is people with schizophrenia can never reach the recovery stage. This is also wrong. They, of course, they reach their prognosis may be a bit difficult, but still if they get proper treatment and medication and care, they can be fully recovered, and they can be shifted to their home, and they can do their daily routine and all. So, the schizophrenia is treatable, and it might take time depending on various factors, but it doesn't mean that one can never recover. It is also true that they will definitely recover, and it is treatable, and if a person has the right treatment and therapy, they get recovered, and improvement in the symptoms is seen. Most people who get proper treatment are able to live their life productively. So, working appears to help people recover from schizophrenia, and recent advances in vocational rehabilitations have been shown to be effective in countries with differing economies and labor market. So, if we have good training and good vocational counseling, and also people we have to have a psychosocial support. Psychosocial support may be and psychotherapy and family education, self-help groups, they can help people with schizophrenia cope and regain their lives. So job training and vocational counseling also can be useful in this case. So, schizophrenia is often spoken about in hushed tones, and because of stigma and embarrassment, not many talk about it openly. So, this is schizophrenia is not always shown in an appropriate way. It is necessary to create awareness about this mental illness. So, we have to take care of the patients, and we have to take care. mental care of the patient, psychological support and psychological care must be given to such patients. And of course, medication and other psychotherapies are also important, but the family counseling and family members should be equally sympathetic and empathetic towards these patients. And so, all these myths are just the myths, and the reality, just now I told you, there are many other myths also, but I have spoken about only 7 myths which are more important, and hope your myths are clear. If somebody has these type of myths, so it may be by this video you maybe just be sure that these are just the myths and it is not the reality. So I hope you like the video. Thank you.